So, dear delegates, welcome on board. Let's start. Today is the orientation program for the Certified Supply Chain Analyst. So, we have our resource person today with us, Mr. Abdullah Al-Masood. And he will be talking immediately after 15 minutes time, once I complete. So, there are two parts in this orientation program. Initially, I will be talking on the course administration procedure. And after that, Mr. Masood will continue with the course learning purposes, or what are the learning points, what are the benefits for this course, how this course will be beneficial for your career growth. So these are the things can be discussed by Mr. Masood. I will be sharing my presentation, a small presentation where I will be showing the course administration procedure. Let me connect it. I'm sure you can see my screen. Yes. So, welcome once again for Certified Supply Chain Analyst course orientation program broadcasted by World Academy. World Academy is a UK-based organization, training and certification organization. Our motto is shaping expertise, nurturing ambitions, and elevate your potential. World Academy is always beside professionals for their competency development perspective. We are ISO certified organization, having a couple of ISO certification, 21001, 17024, 30414, 40180. So majority are the personal certification and as well as the HR or training perspective. This is our global affiliation. World Academy, right now is operating in 61 countries. So our program is offered in 61 countries nowadays. We are the member of American Accreditation Association, one of the very prestigious association in the world for accreditation. We are approved center by Cambridge Academy of Professional, which is a UK-based professional organization. And this course, Certified Supply Chain Analyst, is also being validated by Cambridge Academy of Professional, where they are approved center by ProfQual UK, which is a UK-based diploma and postgraduate diploma certification awarding body. We are also approved center by Board of HR Certification, which is a HR certification organization in UK, where they are approved provider of HRCI, SHRM, and ATD. And we are SHRM academically aligned institute. We are accredited institute by International Professional Accreditation Council, which is a Singapore-based organization, IPAC. We are the member for CPD Certification Service, an UK-based organization, partner for Singapore Training and Development Association. And also we do have two organizations, partner organization, Institute of KPA Specialists and Academy of Business English and Communication. So these are the global affiliation of World Academy, which can brings the global brand for World Academy. The course Certified Supply Chain Analyst is being validated and quality assured by Cambridge Academy of Professional UK. That means after successful completion of this course, you will be issued a digital badge, this type of digital badge. This badge is being issued by Credly. Credly is one of the largest digital badge issuer organization in the world. And they are the, concern of Pearson Education Group. This is the sample certificate you will be receiving after successful completion. You can see here, Certified Supply Chain Analyst. This is a professional credential, not any course itself. It's a credential. You can use this credential beside your name. We have completed one batch so far, and this is the second batch going to be started. And we have also self-paced version. Almost 35 people have been completed this. And we do have participants from 11 countries nowadays. The features: live online class through Zoom apps, Classes on every Sunday. This timing, the time we have started today, the same time for the class. Online exam, video tutorial. We will share the video tutorial, which is not the class recording, but the synopsis of the class we will share. Free books and materials. You will get books and materials free at cost. Live interaction through learning management system. You can interact with us through learning management system. And live chat support through web chat version. Job-oriented learning, a focus on competency framework. Extensive practice during the course and simulation exercises. So usually we used to do some practices during the course. Equipped with tools and formats, an online live session or self-paced, both versions are available. The class management system, total time duration is 4 months. Total module 10. Total session 8. So in 2 sessions, there will be 2 modules covered, but all of the sessions having single module. And module-wise class, 8 classes, 2 hours each, total 16 hours. Class per week, 1 class. That means every Sunday, the class will be. And module-wise assignment, in between, there will be 3 assignments you need to submit. And 1 final exam and 1 final assignment, which is called Capstone project. Immediately after all the modules. The assessment part, the final exam, there will be 2 types of question, 50 multiple choice question and 5 written question. Altogether, the time is 2 hours. For 50 multiple choice questions, 100 marks. For written questions, 100 marks. Passing marks is 70%. There will be assignments. One is pre-course assignment. Maybe tomorrow or day after, you will receive a pre-course assignment. There is no marks for this. You need to submit this assignment for learning purposes. There is a compliance before the first session. And then class-based assignment. During the course, you need to submit 3 assignments altogether. And this is the assessment-based. Every assignment, you need to carry 70% marks. And another one is final assignment or capstone project. It contains 300 marks. Again, you need to carry 70% of the marks. This is a scoring framework. In pre-course, there is no marks. For module-wise assignment, 300, qualifying marks 70%. Final exam, 200, qualifying marks 70%. Capstone project, 300, qualifying marks 70%. Course administration, review and question answer session. Final assignment, class recording, we will not share. Make sure we will not share class recording. However, there will be video tutorial. Opportunity to attend the makeup exam free at cost. For any attempt after the makeup exam, you need to pay fees. And we will share the class material within 1 to 2 days time. Course and class notification you will be receiving through the WhatsApp. Sometimes maybe some classes postponed, but it will be rescheduled on the next week, not any other day. Make sure. Usually we do not reschedule, but in any emergency case, that would be on the next Sunday, not any other day. And class may not be conducted in the sequence of this module. It can be varied. And make sure all the materials through the learning management system. You will receive all materials through the LMS. And attendance we will record. So during the session, please rename yourself so the system can detect your attendance. Electronic certificate you will receive within 1 to 2 weeks time. I mean, usually 8 to 10 days time. Digital badge also within 10 days time. But the printed certificate you will receive a little bit of longer time. We usually send 3 times in a year. In January, in April, in September. So which slot comes first, you will receive on that slot. And that is the modules. So module-wise discussion will be done by Mr. Masood. You can contact us through email or learning management system or WhatsApp. So that's about from my side, the notification. The class will be starting from 25th of August. The first session is on 25th of August. Right? So any questions so far regarding the course administration procedure or any other part, admission procedure, anything? Okay, if not, my humble submission to you, we have shared the updated flyer where it shows that the class will be starting from 25th of August. If you feel that the course is worthy for the professional, you can share through your timeline, Facebook and LinkedIn or Instagram, so that your network, your friends will also be aware about this course and they can also enroll, because of enrollment can be done before 25th. With that note, I want to conclude it here today and would like to request Mr. Abdullah Al Masood for discussing on the next parts, module-wise discussion, how this course will be benefited.
Right, thank you, Rupuk. Let me share the screen first. Then I will start communicating. There is an azan going on, so I'm taking a pause for.
Sure.
Assalamu alaikum. Good day, everybody. I hope I'm visible and audible, and the presentation slide is also visible. So let me start the session for today. It's basically an introduction session where we will be talking about little about supply chain management, its future, and a quick overview of supply chain analytics. We are all here some professionals, and I believe we learned the things previously, but we'll go for a quick view, right? Okay, are you guys with me? Can I have a quick response from you guys? You're with me. You can hear me well. You can follow me well, right? Yes. Oh no, what? Everybody? Yep. Okay. Hello. Okay, great. So I got a text and I believe it's a yes. Okay, fine. So let's start the session with no delay. While we are going through the session, it is recommended that you can unmute and say yes, no, or anything we are discussing in between. If I call for a questions or if I call for any notification, please do it through unmuting the microphone and then you mute it again rather than write it or down. So what really happens whenever you start interacting, it becomes an interactive session, and that is what I'm looking for. Okay. So we will be going very quickly with the supply chain background first of all, because we are all from supply chain management. I can understand. So while we are talking about the supply chain, so let's go through the basics of supply chain, what we're looking for, what is the future of it, how supply chain analytics fits in, and what really supply chain analytics is. And in the last, we will be discussing what the course contents is all about and how it is going to help us with our professional career, right? Okay, so in the very beginning, we will be talking a little about supply chain management. As we know all, supply chain management in a very brief, we can say that it is making goods and services available from the point of origin to point of consumption. So what is the point of origin here? And what is the point of consumption? Can anyone say what is the point of origin and what is the point of consumption? Anyone? Quickly, just give me a quick note. What is the point of origin and what is the point of consumption? Anyone from the participants? What is the point of origin and what is the point of consumption? Just say it. It's okay. You know it. No problem. Just say. And it is also written here. Okay. Hello. Anyone? No one. Okay, fine. So supply. Yeah, it's good. So factory. Okay, fine. Just unmute and say it verbally. It's okay to say it verbally because we are having an interaction session. So fine. Factory certainly is one of the point of origin. But if you talk about point of origin, it is basically the supplier. Can also be talked about suppliers. So we do have tier 1 supplier, tier 2 supplier, and tier 3 supplier. This is basically the point of origin. And the point of consumption is from the distributor to retail stores to consumers. So point of consumption is the consumer who he or she or the person who consumed the goods and services that has been provided. And the point of origin, where it originated from. That means from the very basic of raw material, maybe the base material of the raw material. So let's take an example. If we talk about a furniture company, so the base material is wood. So someone, the tier 3 supplier is basically going to the jungle and they are cutting the woods. So that is the basic level of the thing or the aboriginal of the thing, right? Then it comes to the tier 2 suppliers who are basically a sawmill. They cut the plank, they cut the wood stem into plank, and they make the what I will say. They season it and they make it usable. And the tier 1 suppliers may be the trader of the wood, and then it comes to the factory where the furniture is made. Then the furniture is made and it goes to the distribution center, maybe from the retail. Then it goes to the retail, and the consumer walks in and buy a chair or table or a dinner set. Right? Sanjay Shah, any questions or it was the noise?
No, okay. This is the noise.
No problem. Okay.
Sorry for that.
It's okay, no problem. So please participate. It's okay. So that is what we are talking about. So supply chain is all about making goods and services available from the point of origin to the point of consumption. So this point of origin is also known as upstream supply chain. That means this supplier part is known as upstream supply chain, whereas the consumer part is known as downstream supply chain. So upstream supply chain and downstream supply chain, these are the two core what I will say, keywords that you can keep in your mind. So it is coming from upstream supply chain to downstream supply chain. Whenever we're talking about upstream supply chain, that means we're working in back end, and downstream supply chain, we are working in the forward end. That means raw materials are coming from upstream supply chain and it has been manufactured to the factory. Then it goes as a finished goods to the consumers, right? Okay. Yep. Okay. Yes. No. Got it. Are you guys with me? Yeah, I believe so. So let's have a quick understanding how this supply chain came from an idea. This supply chain used to be an idea from where it was adapted as a professional activity or as a function. So in 1960s, this idea was generated in the University of Massachusetts International Technology University, MIT. So there was a professor named J. Foster. He first identified in MIT, he was the professor of MIT, he first identified that the flow of material, informations, and manpower and equipments are interrelated and having a chain activity in between with them. On this very note, he could realize that there is a flow of activities going on. Then in 1970s, in early 1980, that means in 1982, the name first appeared in a literature. The name first appeared by one of the logistician. He was been interviewed by one of the magazine, it's a Financial Times magazine, where he first uttered the name of supply chain, or he first introduced the supply chain name. In 1988, the practice started by P&G and Walmart, two of the global big professional business organizations. And they start doing the replenishment planning. That means the downstream supply chain activity of the thing. That means they started doing the replenishment planning. That means they started consciously planning that their retail shelves will never be kept uh, what I will say empty, and that will always be filled with their product. That means no customer will be walking to their store and will be moving out without having their product, or they ask for the product and they didn't get it. In such scenario will never happen. So they ensured that continuous replenishment planning in the time of 1980s. So in 1990, the definition started taking place of supply chain. What is a supply chain? What is a logistic? What are the difference between a supply chain and logistic? How logistics are reformed and reestablished as a supply chain? And these things were been discussed by Stanford University, MIT, and other universities throughout the as a concern, or as a what I will say, as a pitch. In 1997, that means in late 90s, the adoption started widespread. When PRT, one of the research firms, along with 50 other manufacturing companies, they formed an organization named Supply Chain Council, and they started working on this supply chain activity, and this supply chain started taking place. So this is how the supply chain from idea to adoption took place, right? So we are just talking about to have a quick understanding why supply chain is there. So we can see that supply chain transformed over the time in various mode. Why it is that we really need to know why supply chain needed to be transformed in various terms, in various days, right? It is because if you see the industrial revolution, which is from 1.0 to 4.0, we are standing in the fourth industrial revolution, which is 4.0. It started with a first revolution, which was in 1800, the year 1800. That means when the steam engine was introduced, then the hand-loom made products started taking place by replaced by mechanical looms. So in 1784, first mechanical loom machine was introduced because of the steam engine, as well as the steam-based rail was introduced, which improved the logistic aspects as well. In second industrial revolution, the first assembly line started taking place. The electronic and electrical device were introduced, and then it was a massive production jump was there from the first one, that means from the steam-based engine. Then in third industrial revolution, PLC was introduced. PLC system was introduced. More automation was there, and remote access were there, and it was like a huge growth in the industry. People started doing mass production. The defects rates started becoming lower, the quality becoming higher, the customization taking place. So this started taking in the third industrial revolution. And in fourth industrial revolution, the time we are in is through use of cyber physical system, which is basically, if you talk about big data, IoT, blockchain, everything is there. So it is making things more complicated, to have a journey with these complicated things and to meet the customers' demands, which are increasing time and on. Supply chain need to be modified as time goes on, and supply chain needed to become very smart as well. So just like that, supply chain transform over the year within the pace of industrial revolution. Guys, let me stop here and let me ask you whether I'm making sense. I'm going fast, you are understanding, or any difficulties is there. Just let me know it's going well, or you are with me. Can I have a quick note from you? Just say it.
You are welcome. You can carry on. I'm listening to you. The reason why I'm inside is to just learning.
Great. Excellent. Thank you for responding. Great. What about others? Thank you. I have already taken one of the feedback. What about others? It's a yes or yes. Yes or no?
I think you're going a bit fast. Can you just slow down just a little bit?
Thank you for your response. I really admire this. That's why I said that please speak up so that I can understand whether I can match your pace. Okay, so let me try on to be a bit slower. Fantastic. Okay, what about others? Any other thing? I will be going on. So moving on. So let me ask from others. What about others? Okay, not okay. Any feedback in between? Okay, so good. Let me show you one of the supply chain reference model, which is known as score model. This score model is one of can be said to be a heart of supply chain or supply chain, one of the supply chain model which is globally accepted. What is a score model? Let me explain a score model to you. This score model, let me give you a brief of the score model. Score model is a product of APIC's American Production and Inventory Inventory Systems, following the merger between Supply Chain Council and APIC's in 2014. This Supply Chain Council was developed by PRT and along with 50 other companies. I have said you earlier while we are talking about this. In the phase of adoption, widespread diffusion with the name except where we said that one of the company named PRT is a research institute along with 50 other companies, they developed supply chain council. This supply chain council, let me take you again to the material. This supply chain council was merged with APIC's American Production and Inventory Control Systems. And then they started developing this score model, which explains supply chain with point of origin to point of consumption as a holistic view, right? So let's see what they are saying. So this is our factory or our production unit. We are a manufacturer of furniture, as we have said, right? If we are a manufacturer of furniture, we need to plan what we need to produce, what we need to sell. On the basis of what we need to sell, what we need to produce this thing, how much raw material we need to buy. If that is, then how much distribution activity or delivery activity we need to do. This source means procurement. So we need to plan how much we need to sell that quantity, how much product we need to make or how much furniture we need to make this furniture, how much raw materials or wood we need to source or procure, as well as when the finished goods is ready, how much we need to deliver and how we need to deliver. So this is plan, source, make, deliver, and return. That means if we deliver some faulty product, we need to take a return. If we receive some faulty product from our supplier, we need to return that to the supplier as well. So plan, source, make, deliver, return. These are the core activity of score model, which is for my organizations. But I said that supply chain is all about making products, goods and services available from point of origin to point of consumption. So point of origin is basically, please do not write on the board because it is making a difficulty. Just erase it, whoever done it. Just put Control Z, it will be erased. Can you do that? Control plus Z, if you press, then it will erased. Okay, let me continue in between. So this is my organization. So I have my supplier who is a sawmill. They are providing me the wood plank. So this sawmill also have a plan against their sales, as well as they make the wood plank. That means they from the wood stem they make it wood plank. They source or they procure from the wood cutter from who are going to the jungle and who are cutting the woods, and then they deliver to us and some other factory as well. They take return when there is a faulty product, and they return their raw materials when it has been found to be faulty to their suppliers. At the same time, we have our customers or maybe a retail shop or a wholesaler who have their plan, what they want to sell. On that very basis, they make this source, or they buy from us, and they deliver to the customers or the end customers, and they take return from the end customers if there is any faulty product, and they also return us if they found anything faulty to us, right? So this is how we can say the SCO model, which is talking about from point of origin to point of consumptions. That means supplier to customers, customer or consumers, and this is our organizations, right? Understandable? You're getting it? Yes? Yes or yes? Let's say yes, I guess, right? Okay. So, see, while we're talking about supply chain, we are basically talking about supply chain as a holistic view, but there are different supply chain functional models. That means industry-based supply chain management functional models are different. If we talk about a electronic manufacturing company, they have a different supply chain. If it is a furniture company, they have a different supply chain. If it is a food grain company, they maybe have a different supply chain. If it is a car manufacturing company, they might have a different supply chain or different way of working. So let's see some of the supply chain modelings, and which will help us to understand how supply chain works. So we are talking about the supply chain of Coca-Cola company. So Coca-Cola company has tier 1 supplier, tier 2 supplier. So this tier 2 supplier is providing cherry flavor, vanilla flavor, lemon flavor, lime flavor, and other special flavoring for Coca-Cola and their other beverage product. And there is also water suppliers and supplier of carbon dioxide, because these are carbonated drinks, and there are also glass suppliers to make a glass bottle, also aluminum suppliers for making the Coke cans. So in tier 1 supplier, what they're doing, this is the production plant, they produce Coca-Cola syrup and they manufacture and they package the thing. So the Coke is ready, then it goes to the Coke central warehouse. From the central warehouse, it has been distributed to through two ways. One is through retailer and other ways is a vending machine. So it is, when it is in a vending machine, we just punch our coins or put on our dollars and we buy it directly, automatically. And when it is with a retailer, we go and seek for a product and we pay the price for getting it. So the tier 1 customers and then customers or consumers who are basically consuming this. So this is the generalistic view of Coca-Cola company's supply chain. Then we talk about supply chain flowchart of Walmart. It's a different one. Walmart basically do not have a production plan. So what they do, they have manufactured throughout the globe. Throughout the globe, they are taking all the products from several manufacturers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, several manufacturers are producing several products and sending it to, as per orders, they are sending it to the central distribution center of Walmart. And from that central distribution center, they are delivering to the retail stores where the product need to be replenished for selling purpose. So this is the flowchart of basically the Walmart. Let's see the Apple iPhone supply chain, which is a weird thing or very interesting one. There is one company named Foxconn, which is a Taiwanese company, and they have their production plan in Shenzhen, China. Recently, they also opened one of the assembly plant in India, and they are procuring or they are sourcing materials from throughout the globe from 33 countries. That means from somewhere they are somehow taking the flash memory from one of the country of one of the factory micro in the US. Then they are taking the touch screen from one of the factory of Texas in US. The Samsung memory from South Korea. Bluetooth from Japan, phone network from Germany, and ST microelectronics from Taiwan. So they are procuring all the things throughout the globe from 33 countries, and they are assembling in one plant in China and India, and then they are distributing throughout the globe. That means the corporate house in California, USA, what they do not do, they do not take the entire supply chain activity. They only do in the research and development activity. marketing activity, and all the supply chain activity is taken by a third-party source, right? Got it? Are you guys with me? Yes or no? Are you getting it? Am I slow
Yes,
now?
we understand you.
Okay. Now I'm trying to go slow, whether it is okay with that. Okay. Okay, fine. So let's see some of the benefits of technology in supply chain management. So the benefits of supply chain management can be said that is having a control over the production because of supply chain management and the technology use, which used to be a manual based previously. As supply chain moved on to a smarter aspects, they are becoming more calculative, more analytical, and now it is having a control over the production. Now every calculation is done. What is our machine's rated capacity, and what is our ultimate production output? What are the improvement areas we need to check back? Where are the gaps? What are the fulfillment requirements are there, and how do we match that? Inventory management can become more efficient with this technological development and analytical aspects, so that previously it was a very manual base, now it is a very automatic base. Now we have inventory management like pick to light and pick to light and order picking styles already developed. And if we talk about inventory management system, scanning based inventory management system already there. Now we can analyze which is a fast moving, slow moving, no moving item, how frequently we are selling which item, how vast, what is the magnitude of the total sales, and what is the highest, what is the 80-20 of the sales. That means which of those 20 items are accountable for 80% of the sales. So these are the things are done on the basis of say analytical reasoning, and it has been taken control of. Better supply chain collaborations. So we have analytics there. So we have a better collaborations. We know how to collaborate amongst the functions. So it is like from very beginning, what is our sales plan? The sales people put their sales forecast. On that very basis, the sales forecast, what is our current inventory which can be sold? So how many additional inventories we need to prepare for sales? So to do that, how much raw materials are already available in our warehouse, and how much new raw materials we need to procure. At the same time, we check back, if we need to sell this amount of product in this month, then how much delivery requirements we need to fulfill, and how much transportation or arrangement is there, how much additional transport is required, whether we will be requiring our third-party suppliers for engagement, or we will be using our own pool of transportation. All these collaborations activities are done on the basis of the analytical evaluations. Order tracking and deliveries is also done. When the final things is done, the product is on the go, we are tracking our orders, we are seeing our performance, we are evaluating our performance, we are looking into which is our profitable customers, which is our that is customer profitability analysis. We also do the cost to serve analysis, which customer is expensive to serve, which customer is less expensive to serve, which customer is buying in a bulk, which customer is buying in a piecemeal basis. So this calculation makes us understand which customer is profitable for us, or it can be said to be a customer profitability analysis. So these are making our business more vigilant and at the same time more profitable and efficient as well, right? Okay. Yes. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so let's talk about supply chain analytics. While we are talking about analytics, in the very beginning of supply chain analytics, we do some data analytics. So what is a analytics and what is the analysis? We need to understand. So data analytics is basically a broad field of using data and tools to make business decision, whereas we may confuse the term analytics with analysis. We may think that analysis and analytics are the same, which is basically not. Analysis is basically a subset of the analytics. So data analysis is a subset of data analytics that includes specific process. For example, we we need to do a data analytics considering we have 2 production plants. We have 4 production plants in our country, right? These 4 production plants are operated at the same time. They are ensuring delivery throughout the country. So these 4 production plants are divided in such a way that one is covering the north of the country, one is covering the south of the country, one is covering the east of the country, other one is covering the west of the country. That means these production plants are producing product and delivering to these four zones of the country. So this is the situation of a peak season. But in many of the product, you will get to find there is a peak season, there is a off season. In off season, the production requirement throughout the country, or the demand for the item maybe throughout the country, becomes just half of the regular requirement. In those cases, we may need to do an analytical decisions making, where we will get to find which of the 2 production plant will be operating at that time, and which of those 2 production plant will be kept stopped. That means when the production from 100% to 50% come down to 50%, what we will not be doing, will not be running all these 4 production plant, because it will be making an additional cost with a lower profit margin, or in many of the cases a loss. So it is suitable to run only 2 of the production plant in full capacity and serve the entire nation. So in that case, we will be doing a modeling. So which of these 2 production plant will be kept open, so that it can serve all the corner of the country, making a cost-effective mode, or which will be very cost-effective. So this is basically data analytics. And analysis is what is the production capacity of plant A, which is serving north side? What is the production capacity of plant B, which is serving south side? What is the production capacity of plant C, which is serving west side? What is the plant capacity of the plant D, which is serving east west, north south, east west, so east side. So this is how the data analytics and analysis are different from one to another. One is a holistic view, and the other one is a subset of the holistic view. Right? You got it? This analysis and analytics? Yes? Yep? No? Okay. Any questions or any comments here? Could I make you understand what are the basic difference between analytics and analysis? Hello? Guys, I need a quick note from you, whether it's a yes or no.
Yes, please go ahead. I don't know, because someday I'm in silence, but for me on my side, no problem. I'm still hearing, okay?
Great, excellent. Excellent. So while we are talking about decision making on the basis of data, then we need to understand the evolution of data-driven culture. So if you just consider long back, we never used to be a data-driven, we never used to be in the data-driven culture. So let's see the evolution of data culture. So in the very beginning, it was a data denial thing. That means a company denies data and use other sources of knowledge. Previously, in the very early age, maybe in 80s, you can say, in 80s, people used to make decision on the basis of their judgment, and especially on the basis of their experience. So it was more preferable to have a experience-based, judgment-based decision-making, which the seniors of the organizations used to do on the basis of their experience. As time goes on, the thing changes over the time. So from data denial, then it becomes data indifferent. So the company may collect data for record keeping, but does not use it anyways. So as you know, for government and regulatory departments, you need to keep a lot of records for the audit purpose and some other report purpose. So like a limited company need to submit a lot of report in their AGM. So and as well as they have their international, they have their audits, external audits. For those purpose, a lot of informations and record need to be kept. But this data used to be kept only for the purpose of this purpose, but never been used for a decision making. So it was the age like that. As the time goes on, data aware things came in as the time goes on. That means the company collects data, but it does not use it in business decision making. So people started collecting data more on from various software, because in this phase several softwares and systems started taking place, replacing the manual activity. So collections of data and informations are becoming very vigilant and very frequent here, but the usage was not yet there for the data. And the next stage, in the next stage, the data informed. It was data informed. That means company used data to make. It was, you can say, sometimes in the year of 2000 or 1999 or in late 90s, the data informed. That means company used data to make informed decision. That means company started using data for making any decision. Any decision they need to make, they start looking at what is our sales scenario, what is our purchase scenario, what is our inventory. On this very basis, they make their next move or next data, next decisions. And as now on, if you talk about, it is data-driven culture. That means company implements data based on the approach in all possible areas and use it as the main source of business knowledge. That means no experience, no judgment on that. This is only be used on the basis of, any decisions made on the basis of data-driven decision making. That means if you talk about today, if one of the marketing or sales head plan to sell something in the future, that means for next month or the next quarter or next year, within the next year, if they need to have a approval from the CEO of the company, they need to present what was their last year's sales, what was their last quarter sales, whether the sales going up or down, how much was the marketing expense last year, how much was the is the planned marketing expense this year. All this data will be reviewed by the CEO first, and then only it will be approved. So it is a fully data-driven decision making. And nowadays, all decisions are known, are not known. All decisions are basically data-driven decision making, right? Are you getting it? Yes. Okay. Not okay. 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 Let me continue. We'll speak again. So let me tell you two of the things. One is a data-driven decision making, and the other one is an assumption-based decision making. So the data-driven decision making, the core process, machine learning, data analytics, multivariate statistic, these are the things through which the core process is done. And assumption-based decision making is basically rule of thumb, or thumb rule, we say, the evaluation of the prior experience and expert knowledge. So expert knowledge, prior experience is there. Source of knowledge in data-driven decision making is a data. Only data is the main source of knowledge. And assumption-based decision making, the source of knowledge is idea. Data-driven decision making, the type of learning is deep learning. In assumption-based decision making, the type of learning is surface learning. That means it's the very light kind of learning. Reliability check in data-driven decision making is basically tech-based data verification. So it is more of technically involved. And the assumption is basically editorial effort. If I can take you through an example, it can be said that the reliability check, while we are talking about relying data of one of our colleague, we go back and see what really happened last year, this year, last quarter, and this is how we check and verify. And the previously, if it was an editorial base. For example, the same example, let's put it on the sales head goes to the CEO and trying to take an approval for their sales focus for next year. So CEO is checking what was their last year sales, what was their last 3 year sales, last 3/4 sales. So these are the things on the basis of his giving an approval what they have done, or if there is any changes or any verifications required, he or she will be doing that. Whereas previously in assumption-based decision making, what really happens, the sales, this forecast is basically not a top-down one. It is a bottom-up. So from the very field-based, various forecast comes in, and the marketing or sales head do it in the combine all this forecast and make their entire focus. So what really happens here? The suppose all the field level data are there from there to the marketing manager, and he or she already made the next year forecast. On the basis of that, then it goes to the head of marketing or sales. Head of marketing and sales is reviewing that on the basis of their judgmental and experience. Then it goes to the CEO. CEO is also CEO is also reviewing the sales forecast on the basis of his or her judgment. So this is how it was done. Data-driven decision making, affordability is required investment, because we need to set up ERP, machine learning, deep learning, a lot of things are there. Analytical tools needed to be there. And in assumption, nothing is required. It is free because it is done by judgment. So while we are talking all about data, let us take you to the journey of the data. Data in itself doesn't speak anything, because data doesn't make any sense. So what is data? Data is basically some of the extracted things from the transactions. For example, while we are purchasing something from our suppliers, we are doing a transaction. That means we are giving them a purchase order where it is written that this amount of product is required, the value of which is this much, and this PO purchase order is given to this supplier, where this supplier need to deliver this product in this specific date. So these are the things is written there. Whenever this transaction takes place, some data are taking place. When at the same time in the sales field, while a customer put a purchase order to our or a sales order we receive a sales order, what we do, we also have a data there. Transactions happens and data is there. And inventory transactions happen when then finished goods is transferred or some raw materials are getting into the warehouse. Some data transactions are taking some transactions are taking place, and data is accumulated. So basically, data doesn't speak anything. As data are combined and it becomes an information. That means data in the very beginning, it's organized, structured, categorized, utilized, and condensed, and calculations. Then it making a context, then it becomes an information. That means it is organized, structuring, categorizing, utilizing, and condensed, and calculation. That means while we have several transactions in our purchase order, and several supplier and several transactions with our customers, then we can have some information. We can say that in a year we are purchasing this amount of product, and this from this 3 or 4 or 10 suppliers, and all these suppliers, from these suppliers, this is the high spending supplier, this is the mid spending supplier, this is the low spending supplier. This kind of information is extracted. At the same time, for the customers, we are extracting same information, just like that. These are the top customers because they are buying in this amount of product. So from data, we got the information. When this information are becoming a meaningful attribute, it is becoming a knowledge. That means it becomes an idea, learning, belief, concept, blend, comparison, and discussions. That means then we can chalk down to sell this amount of product to this customer. We need to produce this amount of product, and to do this amount of product, we need to buy this quantity of product of this value. So we are making a chain of informations, which is making a knowledge. And this knowledge gives an insight which becomes a wisdom. That means we understand, consolidate, apply, analyze, applicable, collect, pattern, and decision-making process is taking place. That means then we can say if we on this basis of our data information and knowledge, we can say if this is it, then if we want to have a growth of 10% in our sales, we need to do this, because we already extracted from data to information, from information to knowledge. Now we got the wisdom, which is giving us a decision-making ability. So the data itself doesn't speak anything. Data got in our journey. Data becomes information. Information becomes knowledge, and knowledge becomes wisdom, which helps us making data-driven decision-making. Right? Okay. Yep. No. What? Okay. Yes or no? Guys, are you with me? Just let me know with a quick note. So let me tell you the transition of data. We have already spoken. Information, so understanding relationship, data to information, understanding of relationship, information to
Hello everyone. I think Sir is facing internet issue. Please stay with us. Hopefully Sir will join very soon.
Okay, I think Mr. Masood got some issues with the internet. So anyway, we have almost completed 1 hour time. I'm sure that you have a wonderful session with Mr. Masood. Though it's a very bonus session. Actually, we are here today for the orientation, and you got some sort of explanation from a resource person, around 40 minutes session, which is very, very impressive in terms of the supply chain analytical issues. So let's conclude it here today. And Mr. Masood has been joined again. So if he can continue for another couple of minutes, we can do that. Masood bhai.
somehow I got disconnected. So I'm on with.
It's
I'm visible and audible, right, Rupok?
Yes, now it's
So I was on the edge, on the closing stage, I believe. So I'll be just talking the 4 types of analytics. Then we'll be talking what are the things we'll be covering in this session. So let me take you through just within a 10 minutes. What are the 4 types of supply chain analytics? The supply chain analytics are 4 types: of descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. So the descriptive one, which is basically which event happened, it is asking what really happened. The diagnostic is asking why did it happen. Predictive, analyze what will happen, what can happen. And prescriptive, analyze and say what should we do. That means this is basically the wisdom thing we will be doing. That means the descriptive analytics is saying there is a sales jump 20%. Then diagnostic find out why it happened, because there were a national holiday which pushed the sales, because this is a travel agency. For example, this is a travel agency, and this found 20% sales peak suddenly. Then they found that there is a national holiday which made a longer days. I mean, with a weekend, there are some national holiday was there. In accumulation, it was a good number of days. So that's why the sales peaked. Then predictive analysis says sales will increase 10% next week because the national holiday continues a bit longer. So that's why that we can predict, looking at this trend, that the sales will again grow. And in the final stage, predictive, prescriptive, what should we do? We need to replenish the stores tomorrow so that we have our hotel, we have all the customers in our hotel who can have all the foods and drinks available at their requirement. So this is how it has been done. So we have descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive, right? So let me take you with these things to cover. So in this very analytics session, we will be having 10 modules. In the very beginning, we'll be talking about introduction to supply chain analytics. We will be talking about what is analytics, what is supply chain analytics, how supply chain analytics and data analytics are interacting with each other. Then we will be talking into the M2, which is the basic amount of data analytics, basics about data analytics. So what is data, what is analytics, these basic things will be talk about. In M3, these 4 types of supply chain analytics will be dig down in detail. What is the descriptive, perspective, prescriptive, and diagnostic analytics. And in M4, the demand analytics and its usage will be there. That means we'll be having a practical usage by mathematical calculation in an Excel-based format. We'll look into how demand analytics is done so that we can find out demand accurately. That means the sales forecast that is being done, whether it is accurately been used, how it has been actually used as an analytical perspective. Then we have M5, which is the impact of supply chain analytics on ESG. What is an ESG? Environment, social, and governance agenda. So impact of supply chain analytics in environmental, social, and governance agenda. Nowadays, ESG and CSR are one of the major concerns. CSR stands for Corporate Social Responsibility. ESG stands for Environmental, Social, and Governance. These are the things which are needed to be ensured to have a sustainable business. If we breach any of these terms and conditions of ESG or corporate social responsibility, company becomes liable to the pressure groups and government and regulatory authorities, and the business becomes non-sustainable in many of the cases. So we will be looking into this thing. Then M6, which is supply chain modeling. Several analytical modeling will be discussed. How we do that, there will be mathematical calculations here. The analytical process will be learned. How we will be using those in our real life, those will be also done here. And in 7, we'll be talking about supply chain cost analysis. We'll be doing several cost analysis, how cost analysis can be taken place, how we can do some cost analysis so that we can make efficient decision making based on the cost analysis. In many of the cases, we can see some things in a blank eyes which maybe seems to be this is a preferred one. But when we do the detailed cost analysis, we will get to find the things which seems to be a best in case decision is really not, right? So supply chain performance analysis will be in the final in the M8, where we will be looking at how we do the performance analysis, how the performance analysis help us to understand whether we are performing up to the mark, how to make a benchmark and set our performance as per our benchmark. These are the things we'll be learning there. And in M9, the future of supply chain analytics, what are the future of supply chain analytics? What are the prospects of supply chain analytics, how it will be used in business? So these are the things we'll be talking about. And in the final stage, the business decisions through supply chain analytics will be taken part. So how we make a concrete business decision with supply chain analytics. This part will be spoken and taught or will be facilitated. So these are the things we'll be covering all through the session. So that's it from my part. I believe it's going to be a good session if we all participate. So let's see how it happens. And now I will put the floor open for questions, comments, sessions, and answer. Not answer, I will be answering questions, comments, sessions if you guys have any. Yes, the floor is open. Yes, may I know anything you would like to know or any question, anything? Yes, please. I'm done. Sanjay Shah, right. You want to say
Okay.
something?
My name is Sujoy Shah.
So,
You have explained analytics and analysis in a very details, but I missed some of your speech. So can we explain it again?
Sure, I can. So I was giving an example of analytics and analysis. Analytics is basically a modeling, whereas analysis is a smaller part of this. So I said that, let me recall the last example I have given. The example was about, suppose in our country, we have 4 production unit. And these 4 production unit are strategically located in such a place so that it covers the distribution of north, east, west, north, south, these 4 zones. Got it, Sujay Shah?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Okay. So in the peak season, we are taking some consideration. In the peak season, these 4 factories or 4 production units are working in full capacity, right? And producing and delivering throughout the country and making the demand fulfilled. But in the off season, it has been found that the demand drops just 50%, or maybe something like 40% or 60% or something like that, drops significantly.
Okay.
And after doing an analysis, we can see that if we continue all these 4 factories together, we'll be making a loss. And it is suitable to run only 2 of the factories to fulfill the demand of the country.
Okay.
So
in that case, there is no reason to open all the factories.
But
Yes.
which 2 will be suitable for you on the basis of the factory capacity planning, as well as distribution locations, as well as the distance that is going to be covered through the distribution. All these things are the basically analytics. Whereas the distribution itself is planning the distance between the location A and B is this, and distance between location C and D is this. These are basically the analysis. That means analysis is a subset of analytics. You are planning, you are looking into the capacity of plant production, factory A, factory B, factory C, factory D. You are looking into the capacity of factory A. Analyzing the capacity of factory A, capacity of factory B, capacity of factory C. These are the analysis. Whereas you are doing the whole modeling, which is basically the analytics, right? Sujay Shah, you got it?
Yes. That means analysis is a collection of data.
Right.
Yeah,
please continue.
It's a collection of data by which we can come to the main point.
Yeah, it can be said. It is basically a subset of analytics. That means when we are doing the analytics, we do a lot of analysis in between that.
Yes,
right.
Good
Good
okay.
that you. Thank you for asking.
Okay.
Any other questions? Anything you feel like? Questions, comments, sessions, anything?
Okay. I've just seen things to cover. That there is a 10 modules.
Right.
This is the all the models you will teach us, right?
Yes, inshallah. That is
Okay.
what all the models will be facilitated by, all the modules will be facilitated by me here.
Okay. Okay. And after the session, after the total model, you're going to take examination, right?
Right. See, the examination, we have a very interesting formula here. The examination is solely what I will say, solely planned and executed by the authority, and we are just doing the teaching thing. So it has been separated from the instructor to the organization, so that the biasness doesn't work. So they are basically taking the entire exam, while I will not be present anywhere in the thing, but we will be doing in such a way so that you get prepared for any exam, no
Right.
matter what the questions come from, or even though it is you're applying in your real life activity or in your business organization. So we'll be taking preparation in that mode, right?
Okay. So
Okay, good.
Once again, my name is Geraldo Prata. Okay, I'm talking here from Angola. Okay, I'm follow the same schedule. So I'd like to know, it will be in every single Sunday, or maybe during this month course. Hello, once again, can you hear me?
What you
Hello?
were asking? Can you please tell me again?
Yes, I will ask once again. I will say, I'm talking for here in Angola, okay, Luanda States. So I'd like to know, so these sessions, these 10 models will be in every single Mondays, I mean, every single Sundays, or maybe just during this month of course.
It will be, every class will be on Sunday. So there are 10
Okay.
sessions, 8 sessions. That means 8 weeks class. Not necessarily all the Sundays consecutively will be done. Not that. Say in
Okay.
between there may be some 1 or 2 weeks gap. Altogether, the total duration is 4 months. So 4 months
Yes.
means 16 weeks. Out of these 16 weeks, there will be 8 sessions, 8 weeks, and there will be
Yeah.
capstone project, exam, everything.
Okay, because I'd like to invite also the link for other mates that I have here. So maybe they are interested also to make
will create
these
WhatsApp.
sessions. Okay.
We shall create a WhatsApp group, so everybody will be there in the group.
Okay, no problem. I will send the numbers.
Sure.
Okay,
Perfect.
thank you.
Thank you. Any other question from anyone else?
So there is 4 class in a month, right?
Yes,
But it may be sometime 3 or sometime 2.
Right.
Okay, I got it. So to after each class there will be one exam, right?
Not that. Actually, the class, the exam will be at the end of the class, end of the course.
End of the course. Okay.
But there will be 3 assignments in between. Suppose after 2 class, you need to submit 1 assignment. Again, after 2 class, maybe 1 assignment, something like that.
There is one more question. Is there any PDF file by which we can print and learn it by
Yes.
hard copy? Take a hard copy for that.
All the materials will be shared through PDF version. You will
Yeah,
get it.
in a WhatsApp group.
Oh, in the learning management system, in LMS.
Learning management system. So I don't have any ID learning management system.
You will get the ID and password. Also, you will get the YouTube link where you can see
Hello?
how to operate the management system. Got it?
Perfect.
Somehow I'm missing the signal today as well. I don't know why it is happening. So Thomas Pratata was asking something and missed it.
I already answered the questions.
Okay, you have already taken that. Okay, great, excellent. So I'm still there. If there is anything I can take from the participants, I'm still there for that.
Yes, okay. Sujoy, have you got your answer?
So I missed that.
Okay, as I told you that you will get your password and your ID through email, and then you will also get the link of our YouTube channel where you will find how to operate the learning management system.
Okay, fine. Okay. Thank you.
Any other question from anyone else? No. All right. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your wonderful participation in the session. And we are really, really grateful to our honorable trainer, Mr. Abdullah Al Masood, for his time and contribution. That was really a wonderful session as well. There's a bonus for you. Actually, this is an orientation, but you get almost 1 hour very interactive and very fruitful session, which can help you for your journey, for your career. So Masood bhai, thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Same to you. Okay. I'm so glad for that.
Thank you so very much. Thomas, thank you very much for your questions. Okay then. Great. Excellent. So we close it for today. Thank you very much. We'll be meeting again, inshallah, with a core course session. So looking forward to meet you all then. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.